What's going on, people? Kojo here, Raps on TV, live from Saudi Arabia. I'm joined with the man who has been warming up Joshua's tactics, neck reflexes, Mr. Tim Mayhem. Tim, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, brother. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm doing good. Thank you for joining me and taking time out. I've seen you just come from the wonderful and exclusive black tie gala dinner. Dressed up in robes, looking fabulous. How was it?
It was great, man. It was nice food. The vibe was nice. And me, the other sparring partners, and AJ, Andy, we all got to sit down and have a nice dinner. Yeah. It was great.
Yeah, and I mean, the last few days, or really last day, your story's really been well publicized through the IFL interview. Everyone's kind of talking about the fact that you mentioned you've given up 2 jobs to come and spar with Joshua. But I just want to talk about that story in terms of how did you connect with Joshua? How did the call come in? And what were your thoughts when you thought, well, I'm going to help a guy avenge his loss?
So first of all, I was always a big fan of AJ. You know, from before the Ruiz fight, I was always a big fan of AJ. So when he fought Ruiz, I also studied Ruiz from 2011, 2012 based on his style, because I knew that he was a shorter heavyweight, and his success against these bigger guys was just, it was phenomenal. You couldn't, you can't dispute it. So what I did was I studied his style, and I was a big fan of AJ. So when they fought, I was like, man, it's a chance for me to get into the camp and to improve my skills and also help someone that I do idolize and I like. He's a role model, and I do like his legacy and just everything about him. He's one of my favorite fighters, and get in the camp with him, be around him, see what a 5-star world-class camp will be like. So man, I reached out, and I got no type of response the first time I reached out.
Oh, so you actually reached out to him?
Yeah. I reached out to him. I reached out to Eddie Hearn. I didn't reach out to KD was the second time. I reached out to Eddie Hearn. I reached out to Joshua the first time. Didn't get a response, but I knew Joey DeWico, his sparring partner, who was his sparring partner in Miami. So I knew him, and he had made a post on Facebook saying he's going to help Joshua get ready for the camp. So I reached out to Joey D, and I asked him, hey man, can you put a word in for me so I can get down there and get some work in? But unfortunately, it was the last leg, the last 2 weeks of the camp that he had went to Miami to spar. So I didn't get the opportunity then. Then the unfortunate loss happened. So after that, I told myself, I'm gonna get everybody that I know from my city. My city loves me, Louisville, Kentucky, and they all got behind me, and they pushed Eddie Hearn's page, they pushed Joshua's page, and I was like, it's not doing it, it's not enough. There's so many people that's on the page, I gotta figure out another way to do it. So I Googled Anthony Joshua's team. There was that picture that popped up with all the numbers next to these guys' heads. I took the guy who was closest to Anthony Joshua, who Joshua was consoling, and KD was his name, David Ganza, and I reached out to David Ganza. My mother reached out to David Ganza, posted on his page, like some of his pictures, and I had everybody do it at the same time. So everywhere, I'm pretty sure they look,
very strategic.
I had everybody, at the same time. We hit all of this at the same time. So I'm pretty sure Mayhem Moten was just on all of their feeds on Instagram. So. Man, I tell you, it was around. I knew they were leaving New York to go to London, and I knew once they started camp, there probably was going to be a no chance for me to get in camp. So it was maybe, I think I was sitting down on the couch, I was watching TV, just got off of work, one of my second jobs, and was spending time with my kids, and I got a message, and I looked at it, man, and it said, I seen that blue tick, that blue check, and it said Eddie Hearn, man. I was like, this ain't real. This isn't real. So I showed my fiance. She's like, open it. I opened it, and it was like 4 words, man. He said, we're interested, we'll be in touch. And when he sent me that message, I sent him, I said, thank you, sent them, I'm blessed, please let me in. I work extra hard to stay in camp. I'm a hard worker, and I know for a fact that I got the skills to pay the bills, and I know I can help AJ with this fight. The next person to reach out to me was KD. KD reached out to me, man, and from then on it was history, man. He told me to get a passport. I got a passport in 2 days. Me and my fiance jumped on a flight, got the passport, and if I'm not mistaken, he gave me 2 weeks to before I flew out to camp.
Yeah.
I flew out. I touched down in London September 22nd, and from then on I've been in camp every single day for 3 months. But for that 2 weeks prior, I knew I had 2 weeks, so I was working double shifts. My fiance was working double shifts, stacking up money because I knew I was going to quit my jobs and I was going to have, you know, a month, 2 weeks that I was going to have to make up for if I hadn't ended up getting sent home.
Yeah.
So we stacked our money up, saved up, and, you know, God willing, man, I was blessed to. I didn't have to, you know what I mean? I didn't have to reach back in that. You know?
You're here.
Yeah, I'm here. I've been here for 3 months. You know what I mean? So it's a blessing.
Yeah,
it's a blessing.
And obviously there's the boxing side. Everyone's going to ask you questions about the sparring, but I just want to talk to you about that moment of you speaking to your fiance. You obviously the idea of you wanting to spar, saving up together, her supporting you. You've been out for 3 months away from her and the kids. I mean, obviously I'm sure you're missing them, but how much does it mean to you knowing that you've got their full support?
It means a lot, man. You don't find it nowadays. If it's not, it's hard to find that type of support from your significant other nowadays if you don't have the right significant other. My mother supports me 10,000%. Always. Your mom's always going to have your back. Right. My father is my trainer. My other trainer is Abdul Jarvis, and my father is Troy Bailey. They're my trainers. So they supported me fully. They knew that I had the ability. My fiance knew I had the ability. So, you know, it was just all around. She's like, you know, we're gonna make it work. Yeah. You know, I pick my kids up from school. I take my kids to soccer practice and different practices. She would do it. We had it balanced. Yeah. So now she's had the whole load on her, you know, and you know, they say it takes a village, man. My parents have stepped in. Her parents, my mother-in-law has stepped in. Her brother, everybody, man. It took a whole family for me to be here for 3 months. You know, they've all helped out, and I'm grateful to have all of them behind me, man. I've had blessing, people, right? It's a big blessing. I've had people from my city know that I quit 2 jobs and told me when I touched down, I got a job waiting for me. You know what I mean? So I'll be able to continue to train, and they'll work with me training. You know, I have people in my gym, the gym that I go to, Core Combat Sports and Blaze Boxing. They've told me, you know, I've had people reach out for me from that gym, say, you know, if your family needs anything, let us know. You know what I mean? My city has been behind me 100%.
Yeah, that's a real village supporting you.
That is a real village, man. And I'm out here working hard, 1,000% to make Joshua better, to sharpen his tools so that he can get his belts back. Because me being here for 3 months, I'm a part of Team AJ.
I mean, and I was gonna say, how does that feel? Because it's quite rare that they bring sparring partners overseas when they're fighting, not just have them locally, they bring them overseas. How does that feel? It's like a band of brothers.
Man, it's crazy. First of all, I never had left the country.
Right.
So that's the first time leaving the country. So, you know, I'm getting on the planes, traveling over here, touching down. I didn't know how anybody in the camp would be. I didn't know if they would be jerks, to be honest. I didn't know if they would be, you know, arrogant, because he is former unified heavyweight champ of the world. He's the man. So I didn't know how he would be towards me. You know, I just knew that this was going to be a way for me to sharpen myself and get better, and possibly better my situation as far as being a fighter in the game right now. So when I got here, man, it was the exact opposite. He welcomed me with open arms. KD welcomed me with open arms. Banger, he's been helping me strength and conditioning wise every day. Jamie, the Angel Fernandez, Joby, Coach Rob, everybody, man, they've accepted me as like the younger brother. I'm the youngest in the camp. Wow. So I'm the youngest in the camp with the least amount of fights for everybody. They know that I have the ability. They see I had the ability. And one thing that a lot of people think is that it's charity for them to have me here, when it's not. You're not going to be in camp with this man for the biggest fight of his career if you're not going to contribute to what he needs to make him better to win the fight. And that's what I don't get about a lot of people, you know, the comments and everything.
We've got trolls, and you know, you got to ignore them. Because
it's crazy. I don't understand that.
I feel maybe there would be a bit of pressure on you as a fight coming into camp, knowing that this is his biggest fight and that he wants to be at his best that he's ever been,
at his best,
So you need to be working double hard to make sure that, you know, you're getting him to that level, you're testing him, you're pushing the paces as
know, it got to the point to where every workout, you know, a sparring partner comes, all they're paid to do is come spar. Yeah. They're not paid to do anything else. But one thing that I had that I pride myself on was when I first got here, I tried to meet every run, every strength and conditioning session. I tried to mirror everything this man does because he has had so much success in the game. Why would you not?
Makes sense, right?
Why would you not? So in the meantime of me being here, man, just mirroring him, my body chemistry has changed. I'm stronger. I feel faster. I'm wiser to what I need to do to be successful in the ring against bigger guys. And they've all treated me like family. You know, we got world-class sparring partners. You know what I mean? The world-class team. And everybody's treating me like family, man. And I can't this guy here. I can't thank God enough, man. I was a big boxing man. I lived it, eat it, breathed it, pooped it. You know, my fiance, my little brother, they hated getting on my YouTube account because all it was boxing. You know what I mean? So knowing everybody in this venue, knowing everybody that was in camp before I got here, I was giddy. You know what I mean? I was so happy. But more than that, being able to show my skill and abilities, and these guys saying that, man, you got the ability to be here. You know, you got the ability to do it.
That's great.
You can do it.
I was going to ask. Now, obviously, you've been in camp. It's elite level training, no matter what anybody says in terms of strength conditioning, nutritionists, all of that. What can we expect to see from you probably going into 2020 for your boxing career?
Man, I'm gonna be so my training was already pretty tough, but with what I'm gonna add into it from this camp, it's gonna be more of a mental thing than anything. Like, I'm gonna change a lot of things, and I feel like as a whole, I'm gonna be so much more better. You know what I mean? Just my coach told me this before I left. He said, "This is more or less for your confidence than it is mine." He said, because I know you have the ability to do it. I know you have the ability to take it all the way to the top. It's just that you do. And I used to doubt myself in some type of ways because I'm such a student of the game. I've seen these guys, the Holyfields. I've seen the Bryant Jennings, the Andrew Tabitis. You know, I've seen the Anthony Joshuas, I've seen these upper echelon type of guys, and I used to always think, do I have it? Am I able to do it? You know, I had a pretty good amateur career, but that's not the pros, you know what I mean? And I wasn't an Olympian, but I used to hold my own with anybody in there. But now being here, man, I know for a fact I can do it. I know my confidence is through the roof. And when I get back home, when I touch down, I'll take 2 days to get my sleep together, but I'm back on it, man. I'm trying to fight January, early January, middle January. I'm trying to fight. Just because I know that I have the skills and the ability to do everything I need to do to get to the top. I got out all the tools. I just have to lay them out and use them as so.
That's it. And I mean, I think we're going to be watching your career moving forward now. Obviously, Saturday night is upon us soon. I won't ask you anything about the sparring camp because I'm sure you've been asked that totally already. But just talk to me about how excited you are to be watching a fight in Saudi Arabia and the potential energy of the country that you felt so far.
Man, it's amazing. It's peaceful out here. They give a different the TV, the media paints a different picture than what it is out here. I promise it is. It's not bad, man. It's just like, for me, it's just like going to vacation in Florida, if not better.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
I've never been, so I'll take your word for that.
Yeah, it's just like,
the Gators, right?
Think of Miami. You know what I mean? Like, this is great, man. It's like laid. The people, everybody I've met has been nice. You know, the locals are nice. The princes that I've met. Beautiful people. So
and they're boxing fans. I mean, I don't know if you were at the press conference yesterday, but the Prince spoke at the head table and he was like, "Listen, I feel like heavyweights coming back to the Lennox Lewis, Tyson, Riddick Bowe days." And I was like, "Wow,
he's naming off some names,
right?" You wouldn't have, and again, because of the propaganda, you wouldn't have thought that. So no, I'm glad that you've had a great time out here, and I'm glad you've had this great experience. Look forward to speaking with you more in the future.
Definitely.
Just wanted to have a quick interview with you, but listen, all the best for the rest of this evening.
Definitely.
And I'm sure I'll see you at the weigh-in. and at Fight Night.
Thank you, brother.
Cheers. Thank you very much. And do you want to shout out your social media?
Yeah. You guys can follow me at Mayhem_Moten. You can follow me on Facebook at Timothy Moten. Or my Twitter is Mayhem Moten 92.
Perfect. And we'll add those in the links, guys.
Yeah,
thank you very much, bro. Cheers. Take care, man.